What is up, everybody? Welcome to BAF. I got my fellow friend here, Goot. I think the last one we did, what was the last one? Was it Gladiator? I think Gladiator was the last one.
My Bloody Valentine, I think.
No, yeah, that's right. My Bloody Valentine. And
The release time, the order of time is so difficult because I know some episodes are going to be released soon,
yeah.
but I mean, time is a relative circle.
Well, My Bloody Valentine was released, and it did well. Gladiator is actually be releasing next week. So that's finally being released next week. So I'm looking forward to people listening to that review. But by the way, guys, for BAF, please press the notification bar, subscribe. We do a lot for the show, and I would love you guys to check it out. Please press that subscribe button. Goot is one of our fellow cast members in BAF, and me and him like to do little shows just between me and him. And I think we were having a talk how we wanted to do a classic movie or something like that. And I got to pick this one, and I suggested this one because actually we've done this show before. It was never released from one of our old buddies, Tyler. It's just the show just didn't go that well, and we're redoing it. But I'm getting to redo it with my friend here, Goot, and to see how much he loves this Tim Burton 2001 movie.
Tim Burton.
You're
a funny guy.
You were thinking, did I watch the wrong movie?
No, I know I didn't. I'm like, what timeline are you following?
No, we are doing the classic original 1968. One of my favorite classic actors, actually. I'm a huge Charlton Heston fan. Planet of the Apes was released 1968, April 3rd. The other movies, it's directed by Franklin J. Schaffner. He's actually done some good movies here. He did The Stripper, The Best Man, The Warlord, The Double Man, Planet of the Apes. And he also did Patton. You remember Patton? That's a classic right there.
Oh, yeah.
He did Nicholas and Alexandria, Papillion, Islands of the Stream, The Boys from Brazil, Sphinx, Yes, Giorgio, and Lionheart, which I've heard of and I've never seen. Have you ever seen Lionheart?
The Van Damme movie?
Maybe it is that one. There's two versions of I know there's a Lionheart that's like medieval. Maybe it is. Is it the Van Damme one?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yes, it's a good movie. I love that movie. That's why you said Lionheart. It brought me back a time capsule. I'm like, wow, I remember watching that movie on HBO. Like, I was like, around this time period, I first watched Planet of the Apes.
Oh, see, I remember seeing that because my dad had it on VHS. And I remember putting it on and seeing like a burn victim in the beginning of the movie, and it freaked me out because I had a freak out about burn victims. And it was, my dad had a lot of Van Damme movies. But yeah, you're laughing at that. I'm sorry, shit like that bothered me when I was younger.
But the time capsule just bring me back to that moment. I'm like, I would have never expected to hear Lionheart in my day.
Yeah, see, well, there is another Lionheart. It's like a medieval one or something like that. But that's what I was thinking. I didn't think he did the Van Damme movies. That's pretty fucking crazy. He also did Welcome Home. I've never heard of that one, but that was from 1989. But Planet of the Apes was a production budget of $5.8 million. It made $32.6 million, so it was a huge hit, and resulting in a lot of sequels, which I've seen every single one. I'm a huge fan of these movies. In fact, okay, you've seen Jaws and Jaws. You've seen the whole Jaws movies, all the way to Jaws of Revenge, right?
Fortunately, yeah.
Jaws 1 is good. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. Jaws 2 it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not good either. But I think it's the best sequel out of the four. That's how I see Beneath the Planet of the Apes as being also. Because the other ones, they get a little crazier, like Escape from Planet of the Apes, Battle for Planet of the Apes. Conquest for Planet of the Apes is really good, though. But Beneath the Planet of the Apes, you've seen that one, right, with the radioactive men?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That I like, even though they got a guy, they had Charlton Heston in there for the beginning and end, but the guy that they got for the role looks fucking just exactly like him. And even sounds like him. It's so weird. So I actually introduced this movie to my kids for the first time, and they actually liked it. They actually enjoyed it.
My son who's 8 years old, he watched it as well. He's been on his kick with me watching any movie I watch, asking for like new recommendations. So, splatter and horror, action, sci-fi. He's on the sci-fi kick now.
Yeah.
So watching this, he was like, Papa, how do we get out of this situation?
They're just classic movies, man. And the thing is that there's been many remakes. The 2001 from Tim Burton, And then you also got the new trilogy, technically quadrilogy now, because I got a fourth movie that came out, which I haven't seen yet. I think it's.
I haven't seen that one either.
I want to.
I feel like they use the trope, but they use so many tropes from this movie, and like it's just better. Them using better graphics for it. I feel like there's a different storyline, but there's so many of the same stuff recycled. But that annoys me so much. That's why I haven't watched it yet.
Well,
whenever I saw the trailer, I'd see the same action sequence with the gorillas trying to chase the humans. So it's like this is recycling this stuff.
Well, that's what Rise of the Planet of the Apes was. Rise of the Planet of the Apes was kind of like a remake of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, because Conquest, in my opinion, is the most violent of the five of the original classic, and in my opinion, is actually one of the best stories. It's got the little simple story where dogs and cats died off the planet, so they replaced them with apes, then they rise and revolt and everything else. But it also spoke a lot of things of times with the riots of Detroit and all that stuff. I mean, it's the whole racism thing and everything else, the apes and the humans. So, but we're actually going to talk about the original, of course. And hold on, go more in details here. Let's see here. On Rotten Tomatoes, this movie holds a approval rating of 86%, and then from the user score, an 88%. So it actually is a loved movie. And the thing I love about this movie is Charlton Heston. Charlton Heston's always been one of my favorites. I mean, The Ten Commandments, The Omega Man, Hamlet, Ben-Hur, Any Given Sunday, Soylent Green. That's another classic sci-fi right there. Earthquake. He was also in Tombstone. I mean, he's been in a lot of great movies, and I've always loved anything he's in. And of course, I think we've talked about this in episodes before. Actually, we're in this Easter period of time where I'm going to be watching The Ten Commandments this week, actually. So, and
next week. Oh yeah, Easter weekend.
Easter week, yeah.
Going back to your reference, he played Henry Hooker in Tombstone, and rest in peace, Val Kilmer is wearing Iceman shirt.
We did a little tribute of that on the last episode we recorded.
I figured, but just for me to say my piece, like I find it insulting, like nowadays, like social media, when an actor dies and all you see is the same gifs over and over again, like Heat, Batman, Tombstone. There's so many more movies he did, and like it was like. Even though, like, with Charlton Heston, like, he was the man back in the day, people would pay to go see him.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Val Kilmer, he had all those movies. He's done so many movies, done over 100 movies, but he's only known for so many different roles. And I feel like, I don't know, like, I saw people saying, like, oh, he wasn't the main guy. He was never that leading guy like Tom Cruise, something like that. I was like, did you not watch his movies? Any movie he was in, he made it better.
Yeah, The Doors.
So it just he made Top Gun. I mean, Tom Cruise can cruise it up. But I mean, he was in there for so long, like 10 minutes in Top Gun, but he made that movie.
Yes.
So it annoys me. But yeah, back to Charlton Heston. He was just the man.
Well, before we go to that, since we did say, because in our question from the last episode, what was your favorite Val Kilmer movie? We did say that in our little thing. What is your favorite Val Kilmer movie? I put you on the spot.
Heat. It's definitely Heat.
Oh, shit. You have the same as me. You had the same. Everybody said something different. I said between Heat and The Doors, but I had to go with Heat because him, with especially shooting that gun in the fucking streetway, one of the most amazing sequences ever with the guns, with the basically the cops and robbers type of deal. When they're beautiful movie, great movie with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. But I really enjoyed Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, Danny Trejo's in that one too. Great fucking movie. Great movie.
Ashley Judd, she did an amazing job for her small little role.
Wasn't Natalie Portman in that one too? No, not one Natalie Portman. I was thinking of something else. But yeah, we'll go back to this movie. Yeah, I was curious what your favorite Val Kilmer movie was. But the cast of this movie is Charlton Heston as Taylor. Technically George Taylor, but you never hear his name George throughout the movie. He's just called Taylor. Roddy McDowall, who is actually another, good actor that I've seen in many things. He's in the movie I just watched a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, Cleopatra. He also is in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. He's in Fright Night, the classic Fright Night. Yeah. So many great movies that he was in. But him as Cornelius. You got Kim Hunter as Zira. We have Maurice Evans as Dr. Zaius. Linda Harrison as Nova. Fucking hot as shit, too. She was banging. Nova was pretty. You know the thing about this movie is that they were all supposed to be topless.
Of course.
Yeah, but the NPA, they said the censors wouldn't like that, so they had to put something on them. But that was interesting. Lou Wagner as Lucius, Jeff Burton as Dodge, and James Whitmore as President of the Assembly. Woodrow Parfait as Maximus. So other movies that come out around the same time, we got the Scalp Hunters. We have one of my favorite Kubrick movies, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Are you a fan of that movie?
I've actually never seen it.
Good, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll get around to it. It's on my Stanley tribute to him when I show my son all the different movies he's done.
Oh, it's a great. Well, some people find it boring. I think it's a gorgeous movie. I think it's a beautiful movie. It's the amazing effects for also sci-fi. It was one of it's worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. It's even got apes in it too, which is funny. Then we got Where Angels Go, Trouble Follows. We got Will Penny. We got The Private Navy of Sergeant O'Farrell. We have Blue, and then we have Yours, Mine's, and Ours, which I've seen that one before. So, any heard of any of those movies before?
So yeah, to answer your question, I haven't seen any of those movies.
Yeah, there's only like one or two that I've seen, but Patton, of course, knowing that this director did Patton is kind of amazing. So, but the movies that came out around the time, the only one is 2001, which is to me remains a sci-fi classic. And to me, this is a sci-fi classic. I love this movie. Like,
when did you first see this?
Oh shit! I've seen this when I was a kid. I used to see this on TV. I remember there was a marathon on like TBS, watching all 5 of the movies over and over again and everything else. And I grew up loving Charlton Heston. I grew up. I remember my mom bought me the double VHS of the Ten Commandments, and I used to watch that all the time and love that movie. And then I got to watch Ben-Hur. I actually saw the Ten Commandments first before I saw Ben-Hur, but then my mom also brought me up to Soylent Green. My mom and dad were also big fans of Charlton Heston. So Planet of the Apes, I can't recall the year. It had been like the early 90s, maybe 91, 92 or something like that as a kid. And it just grew on me. And to this day, I watched it with my kids and my wife, and I was just smiling and just enjoying the hell. I was like, this is such a great movie. And it's of its time. It was great. The special effects, because, you see the masks and everything else. Of course, they look kind of cheesy right now, but of that time, they were state of the art, It won I think it won special effects Oscar, I believe. So
we'll check that.
But yeah, I believe it did. It was either special effects or makeup, special makeup or something like that. When was the first time you saw it?
So I should thank The Simpsons, the episode of Fish.
Oh my God, the musical.
Dr. Sayers. So
yes.
When I say Troy McClure, you may recognize me from past episodes. Nosferatu, My Bloody Valentine,
yep.
Gladiator, Alien Romulus. So I saw that episode. I'm like, what movie are they referencing? Because it's stuck in my head. It's been stuck in my head all week.
Yeah.
So I, Ask Jesus wasn't around yet, but I just did that, Googled it, and it was like Planet of the Apes. I'm like 1968. I'm like, the movie I'm watching tonight. So that's the reason why I watched it.
Awesome. And how long ago was this?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old. Okay. So I think 3, 7, 8 or 9. I was about the same age. I'd say about the same age, about like early 90s, about 7 or 8, 9 years old. So yeah. And you liked it when you saw it. Did you see all the sequels afterwards?
Oh yeah, it was a binge it kind of thing, because it was a game changer. Because I love the Twilight Zone, and one of the producers of this movie is Rod Sterling. Sterling. So just his mastermind of like there's so much architect stuff here for society and stuff like that. It is just top notch. It was such a game changer. It's just amazing.
And the thing about Rod Sterling is that he actually wrote the movie, many drafts. It was redone a little bit, but his ending right there, that twist ending, which is probably one of the biggest twist endings in movie history, because you did not realize the whole time that Taylor was on planet Earth the whole time. And I have that as a clip, and I'll probably play that at the end of the show. I have like 3 clips, but they're short, like 5, 10, 15 seconds. And because really this movie has also got one of the best lines in movie history. I'm actually going to go ahead and play one of them because I just fucking love it so house.
They set up! It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
Now, I wouldn't say that is like the one that is. I think I wrote it down actually. One of them, the clip that is the most famous is.
Why did you run away?
Security police.
I'm in charge of this man.
No longer, madam. He is now in the custody of the Ministry of Science.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Was voted as number 66 in the movie quotes of 2005 at American Film Institute. So that's one of the top 100 in the top 100 film quotes in movie history.
So yeah, it's definitely up there. His delivery is just masterful. I love at the end though. My favorite quote is when Heston's shaving, and I think Maximus is he looks at him, he goes, "You look stupid without your beard." Like, like yes.
No, what I like is Cornelius says it makes you look. I think it's Cornelius, not Maximus.
Yeah,
that said that. Yeah, I think Maximus was the nephew, I believe, right? Was
yeah.
Which I love their little banter between each other, and even Sammy and my kids were enjoying that. They actually liked the young ape because he was more of like a teenager type of deal. But the whole story of this, I just enjoy the Taylor character. What did you think of Taylor altogether? Because he just had this like fuck it attitude, like he didn't care, and the whole reason he was leaving Earth is just to get away. And he says, "I had plenty of women and all that." What do you think of Taylor altogether? You think he was a good character?
He was that ideal scientist that what scientist is supposed to be. So his ideology was a survivor, but also a scientist. Like he's also very smart. He's definitely that leader type of mentality. Like, hey, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So it fit well.
What'd you think of that laugh he did when the little guy, I think it was Landon was planting that little flag, and that outgoing laugh? Love it. He was my of course he's my favorite character, and it sucks that in the second one that he was only in it for the first and last half. And I remember I had some type of trivia about it in the past about the reason why. I think it was didn't get paid enough money or something, or didn't get enough monies, but they hired an actor that looked exactly like him. But the second one, in my opinion, like I said, I still think is a good sequel. It's not a great sequel, but it's a good sequel. So,
have you ever read the book?
All right, so the book is from a French author, I know that, called Planet of the Apes, and it's in a you know French? How about you say it?
Hang on.
See if you can say it, because I actually had it written down here. Let me see. It's La Planète des Singes. I don't know.
So, the French version, the E is silent, so it's La Planète des Singes.
Yes. Translated to Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
By Pierre Boulez.
Yeah. 1963.
Okay. Yes.
But the ending for that's more darker. You actually it hits him even harder that he's on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the key difference is like the ape society, how the orangutans are conservative leaders, the gorillas of the military police force,
yeah,
and the chimpanzees of the scientists, and etc. So, they went further into like the evolution, devolution themes,
mm-hmm.
and just the sharp satire of human society and like the different roles and all that stuff that you see through the movie. It's just fantastically written.
No, in my opinion, it's masterful writing, and I think especially when they change things around, where they basically reverse things. Like when they're talking to Taylor inside the jail cell, and it says humans say human do, or something, whatever the humans see human do, when it's normally when ape and everything else. But the one thing I also love is the hear no evil, see no evil, hear, see, and say no evil. And inside when they're doing the whole the judging of Taylor and what they're going to do with him and everything else, and you see the lawyer arguing over them, you just see the three of them doing that whole thing, just like the statue of the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, say no evil, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really cool. And I also enjoyed Cornelius and Zira. I thought they were really interesting because it was really interesting because the orangutans, which is funny because there was no female orangutans, there was no female gorillas. There was only female chimpanzees. But how they were separated, like you said, what was the conservative, like almost politics were the orangutans?
Yeah, the conservative leaders and the religious authorities.
Yeah.
So pretty much giving out the the word of like what's happening, like what to follow, like what's blasphemous and stuff like that.
And the chimpanzees are more of like peons or scientists and stuff like that. But,
scientists and intellectuals.
Yeah. What did you think of Cornelius and Zero? Like, do you think they pulled it off really well and behind those masks?
Of course, all those actors, that bless their hearts for that time period. Can you imagine the nightmare of like wearing that suit? Because filming, you and I both know, it's not just like one scene kind of take. It's multiple scenes. The lighting's got to be right, and there's so many different factors, and it takes time. So, and they're in that suit for God knows 10 hours, 12-hour days every day. Like they were probably filming outside a lot too. So
Oh yeah,
just everything that came with it, it was just masterful. That's why this movie is such a game changer. But yeah, those any of those actors, they did a tremendous job, like playing that role. Just the moving your lips and like the eye contact, moving their eyes. It was just phenomenal.
Well, Kim Hunter, who plays Zira, said that she got extremely claustrophobic and had a hard time wearing the costume. And then when you look at the certain scenes, especially the one when they're on the cage, when all the humans are in the cage and they're outside, you can tell it's warm as fuck out there. Because you can see Charlton Heston and them sweating. I'm like, God damn, they're sweating. I wonder what the fuck they're feeling like. I'm sure I wore a Darth Vader suit in 70-degree weather, and I about wanted to pass. I panicked. I wanted to get that fucker off of me. And just them wearing that, and they're stuck with it. They can't take it off. They can't just like rip it off and everything else. So they're dedicated when they do that shit. But it was masterful. Although it was kind of funny when you see Cornelius and Zira kiss, you just see them just bounce their little snouts and everything. But yeah, they did such a good job, and I really enjoyed Cornelius. There was a couple of the other ones that had in the throne room, or not throne room, the court room basically, where they talked. You could tell that they had some major like issues with the way they talked. You could see what they were saying. You know what I'm talking about? But Cornelius didn't have any issue, and Roddy McDowell was he just plays it so well. He's just got that very like easy. He was a little sarcastic, and that's what I loved about him.
He was very smooth with it. Like he fit that character so well. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted to do. How he emphasized it, his movements. You could tell it was profound acting.
Yeah, that's that scene when he Taylor made the little paper airplane. He says, "There's no way that we could fly," and everything else. And then he takes the airplane, just throws it. And he just looks at it. He's just like, huh. And then right when he gets a map, he just throws it away and everything else.
Yeah. Burn it.
Yeah. But so many classic things in this movie. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
This movie, like I keep saying over, is a game changer, right? Because nothing else came before this. So like movies that were similar to this prior was, have you ever seen Metropolis, 1927?
Oh yeah. Especially with the based on was like that's what C-3PO was actually based off of, is the android in that.
So then you have the Time Machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those fuckers scared me in the Time Machine when I was younger. The
Wells, always get you.
And I saw the remake, and the remake sucks compared to the original. The original is good. That's a good movie. Oh God, I could think of some other classic ones from the that time in the '60s. A lot of
just the stuff that was like similar, like that came prior to this, because no one. I wish I could, like, whenever I time travel, I would go back just to, like, movie premieres just to see the audience reaction.
Yeah.
So that I love that kind of stuff. Like some others on my list, I have Forbidden Planet,
classic,
Invasions of the Body Snatchers, the original one.
Yep.
Because like it made me flash back to The Thing, the original of The Thing, and On the Beach by Stanley Kramer.
You got some good classic movies right there. Yeah. But when you go,
those are similar to like the post-apocalyptic atmosphere, the setting.
Yeah,
I mean, just even the music, like Jerry Goldsmith. I mean, I figured you get a hard on whenever you hear his name or see his name for just how well like gets just so beautifully masterfully done. Like all the set pieces, like just the tones and music used.
I got a funny little fact about Jerry Goldsmith. Actually, he actually conducted the orchestra wearing a ape mask.
Nice.
To fit it, to fit in everything else. He actually conducted it. Jerry Goldsmith, I'll probably have the score playing in the background right here, but Jerry Goldsmith was amazing. He actually used pots and pans for some of the sound effects in there, but just that beginning sequence when Taylor's inside the ship doing the narration and talking, doing the ship's log basically, and then it goes to the score, and you hear just, and then you can hear like monkey sounds. It was masterful, and it was beautiful. I actually love the score to this movie. I love anything that Jerry Goldsmith does. So yeah, I did have a hard on for the score. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought it was funny knowing that he conducted it wearing an ape mask to fit in, basically to get that surrounding around it. That what do you
mentality?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you got the words. I don't, but yeah, Jerry Goldsmith did a good job, and the only Jerry Goldsmith score I did not care for was the third one, because it sounded like a fucking surfing music, which didn't fit for some reason. But that was also in the 70s. So because you got 5 movies. You got, I think I said in the beginning, we got Beneath, we got Planet of the Apes, we got Beneath, we got Escape, which is very cheesy, but it has a dark ass ending. It's a dark ending. That's the only thing about it. It's worth a watch, but it's really interesting because you get Zira, and like I said, we're spoiling all these movies. I don't care. You got Zira and Cornelius, and they escaped from the planet that was blown up in Beneath from the Planet of the Apes. They had their crazy scientists with them repair the ship from Taylor and all from them, and they made it back to Earth. So it started the whole thing about how Caesar was born. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. It's actually more of a comedic movie, but then it goes a little in the dark side. It even has one of my favorites. We got Khan in that movie too.
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban. Yes, I believe that's you say his name. But he plays the circus dude, and I remember the last line, "Mama, mama, mama," when you just had an ape going back and forth with the loop. But I love those movies, and then you got Conquest, and then you got Battle. Battle is the weakest of the movies, but it's still worth a watch. But
I mean, just think about it. They were cranking them out. 1968, the original, then 1970, 71, 72, and 73.
But there was only bad thing about it is the budget kept going lower instead of going up, which didn't make any sense. Yeah, and even in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, you can tell because you see in the background when I think they're in that thing where the military gorilla is like talking to all the other apes, and you see their masks. It's just pullover masks, and you could tell because they got like the eyes are like blackened and everything else. You could tell. You could see that in the first movie too. There was a couple scenes where you see a couple apes in the audience because they can't put that makeup on everybody. That's got to be a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah, there were the actors in the background.
Yeah. But in Beneath, there was a lot of that. You could tell. And also when you see fucking the gorilla military guy in the showers and he's just wearing a gorilla suit. And it's like, he's like big and puffy. But when you see him with his military gear, he's like, skinny. It's like, where'd all that fucking fur go? So,
exactly.
But it's cheesiness. And still to this day, the first movie to me is a landmark when it comes to science fiction, a landmark when it comes to special effects. The special effects were great. The ship landing inside the, I believe that's a lake in Utah, I believe, or Arizona. I know it's a very famous lake because I've seen it used for other movies. I think they even used it for Piranha the remake or something like that.
Huh.
But the special effects were great, and the masks, I have no problem with them. I've seen a lot of parodies about it. Shit, even Spaceballs. Come on, you got to go to Spaceballs. Here we go again. When they see the spaceship come down, it looks like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
and they're coming out of the nose. Rick Moranis. Oh, classic. But there's been a lot of things that have made fun of it, but it shows how popular it is to the point where it's still making movies this day. Although they don't do it. And see, that's the thing. What do you think is better? The practical effects that Tim Burton's 2001 did, or the CGI that they did in the other movies?
So to preface this, it's always practical effects because I feel like, Steven Spielberg nailed this with Jurassic Park. Just that perfect blend of both.
Yeah.
Just that masterful, like Stan Winston there and him using it for the first time, but not overusing it. So I feel like nowadays is an easier crutch for directors or studios to use CGI, but if you have practical effects, it just makes the movie so much better. It gives the actors more to work with rather than them just stand there behind a big green screen behind them. It's just, I wish studios go more back to that.
And see, that's the thing I like. I enjoy the newer movies. They had an interesting story. They're nothing like the original. The original I like better. If people were to ask me which one do you like better, do you like the newer ones or for the original Planet of the Apes? I was like, no, the original Planet of the Apes. That's my number one favorite. But Tim Burton's, The acting wasn't as good, but the special effects and I think it was Rick Baker. I think it was Rick Baker who did the makeup effects. Was beautiful. I loved it, and they actually went through ape school to move and walk like apes. I really, really enjoyed the special effects of that. Yeah, it wasn't a great movie, and it did try and do a twist ending, but not as good as the original Planet of the Apes ending. But to me, it's still worth a watch. I think it's worth it to watch. And it's not a bad movie. It's just not an amazing movie. It doesn't touch this one, though. This one is by far amazing.
But it's hard because with this genre, I feel like they do a really good job with this. Like seeing Andy Serkis in like, that animatronic suit, and like him legitly doing everything. Because like that's masterful in itself. Like how dedicated he is to that role, and like how he gets himself into it, and like how all his mannerisms, and it's just perfect. Like, it's amazing to see.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is the master at what is it? It's not stop motion. It's
like animatronics.
No, it's not animatronics. It's
stop motion.
It's not stop motion either. Stop motion is like like claymation, like thing moving back and forth. It's God damn it. I don't know why I lost what I'm talking about. Where basically they wear like the little beads all around their face and stuff like that to get their movements for CGI. I can't believe I don't know what the word is. I'm sure
motion capture?
Yeah, thank you. Motion capture. He is the master at motion capture. Mine went blank. For some reason, this has been happening a lot when I'm doing the shows, is I'll remember something and I'll say it, and then later in the show, I'll completely forget what it was. Like me and Stu are doing an episode on something in the future. We did Donnie Darko. We did a Donnie Darko episode, just me and him. It was over 2.5 hours long, almost 3 hours long, because he tried to go through all the theories and stuff like that. And then we were talking about how we're doing our next one, which is going to be, you've seen Videodrome, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing Videodrome, not Versus, and Existence, because they're two similar movies from the same director.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing next, because I've always wanted to do another David Cronenberg film. I love Cronenberg. But
have you seen this in theaters? Planet of the Apes?
No, but if it's available, take me there and fly me out or whatever. I mean, seriously, I would love to see this in the theater. There's still a lot. Like I said, I think we had this conversation on My Bloody Valentine. We were just going down the movie list of movies I want to see. This would be amazing in the theater. I was looking at it on my TV. I was like, man, I would love to see this, especially with that scene where the ship is crashing. I would love to see that in the theater.
Yes. It's masterful.
So
like,
you saw it in the theater too?
Yes.
Oh, God damn it. I fucking envy you.
When you ask me that question, it's so hard for me just to come up with one. I've seen so many.
I know, man. You're going to be out of the state here soon, man. So we can't go to the theaters anymore.
I might start my own club down there.
You're going to fly me down there so I can go see a movie with you and then fly me back because I want to go see one, man. Going to miss you, brother. I'm not going to lie. Going to miss you being around here.
I don't mind at all. So, yeah. So, Ron's Everton. I'm moving pretty soon, so that's why I haven't been on the Friday shows as much. As I'm trying to get the house ready. My wife is in and out of town every other week, so I'm taking care of the kids and a ton of other stuff. It's just easier for me to do a one-on-one show. Keep it to an hour, so it's easier for my schedule.
Hey, no, this works out. Like I said, I enjoy doing these shows with Goot. Just me and him, just hashing out on a movie. And the fact that he said that yes to do this one, I was very happy because I've always wanted to do this one, and I've done it before, didn't go out, but it's me and Goot. I knew that we were going to have a good conversation about this. So, and I want you to pick the next classic film because I picked a classic one. I want you to pick a classic film, something 60s and under.
60s? Damn it. I had Near Dark in my head.
That's 80s.
I know.
I don't mind doing that. That's a great movie, Catherine Bigelow.
Have you seen Intruders?
Yes.
That was on Joe Bob's last drive-in last Friday.
Jesus Christ.
I'll think of something in 60s.
No, it doesn't have to be 60s. I'm thinking anything. If you want to do 80s and below, that's fine. I have no problem if you want to do 80s. I love anything in the 80s. I remember me and you had this conversation. You even said, all right, how about we do this 80s movies? It's, you want a classic film? It's like, all right, I'll pick classic. I'll do Planet of the Apes. That's classic. So, I mean, you can go as back far as the 20s. Man, I don't care. You can do a Charlie Chaplin film. Charlie Chaplin's got good movies. The Great Dictator. Fucking amazing. So.
We already covered that, though.
Oh no, I'm just saying a classic movie. There's other versions. I mean, other Charlie Chaplin movies that are good out there, but The Great Dictator I think is probably one of his best. But shit, I'm going to tell you a movie I've never seen. You're probably going to get mad at me. I've never seen Citizen Kane.
It's okay. You can put it on your list.
Everybody keeps telling me about Roseblood or Rosebush. Is it Roseblood?
Rosebud.
Rosebud. I don't know why I said Roseblood, but Rosebud and it's a sleigh. I see that in a lot of movies. Shit, even The Sopranos kind of ruined it for me because they did some.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never seen it. And I'm probably going to get shit from Stu if he knows about it or something like that. You've never seen that? Because that is a landmark film apparently, but no, I've never seen that one. So, but no, pick a classic film. But if you want to do Near Dark, I'm fine with Near Dark. Fucking Bill Paxton is great in that one. Lance Henriksen. I mean, it's got most 3 people from Aliens.
The whole cast. That's right.
Yep, it's a whole cast from Aliens.
It's a whole different tale in vampirism. I love that kind of stuff. I feel like it doesn't get enough praise nowadays. It's one of those movies that are hard to find on physical media.
Yeah.
It hurts me, but it's one of those classic ones. We'll come up with something.
Well, actually, Catherine Bigelow did another movie that I just bought. I had to order from China, called Stranger Days. I've never seen it. It's the one I've never seen. So because it's not available in the U.S., not available on streaming, so I had to order a Chinese version of it. So I have it. I'm going to watch it because it's also written by James Cameron. So, but it's a very apparently underrated film, kind of almost like the hacker scene, basically before Matrix and stuff like that. Have you seen it?
No.
If you can get a hold of it, we can talk about that one too. That maybe sometime down the road because I bought it so I can finally watch it because I've never seen it. I like Catherine Bigelow. I think she does great films. Other than Hurt Locker. Hurt Locker's but Zero Dark 30, but Near Dark, Point Break, of course. Fucking K-19, The Widowmaker with Harrison Ford, another great movie. She's done really good movies. But Near Dark, you want to do that one? I'm fine with that. I own that one. You pick whatever you want, man.
I love Bill Paxton, so here's a...
Bill Paxton was amazing. He was too young. I think he was in his 50s too.
It hurt me. It hurts me to this day. I'll never forget where I was when I saw he died that night. I was at Olive Garden. I was having dinner with my wife and her family. I was just like, I saw my phone. I'm like, I like put my phone down. I was like, people were like, what's wrong? I'm like, Bill Paxton just died. Like, confused a while. I was so hurt by it. I'm like, fuck you all.
Yeah, it was hard when I heard about that because he's been in so many great movies, even bad movies that I love, like Twister. But of course, by
Club Dread.
Yes, he was in Club Dread, and I have his vinyl record of that of Coconut Pete, I believe. Coconut Pete.
Yep.
And even Chad Dukes from the Big O and Dukes show has a band that kind of did some of their songs, but I'm sorry, Bill Paxton's was a better version of his song. Paradise or something like that. I remember because I have the vinyl. I have like the little small vinyl of it. But
Pina Colada Berg.
Yes, that's it. Pina Colada Berg. But I remember Club Dread. I think was one of your films that you wanted to do. I believe that was one of your.
I wanted to
as a group.
Yeah, because I wanted to get what's his name? Not Henry Saskar. I wanted to get one of the other actors in there who played the slasher.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember you said you were going to try and get him on the show or something like that. So, like I said, we still have the future. We still have the future. We got to go. And I'd put that on whenever you come back because I know you have a couple movies that you wanted to come back to. But once you get everything, figured out when you're moved and all that stuff. So, but
Hansky.
Yeah, I know. Yes. I actually follow his Instagram. I follow all their Instagrams. I love how they do the whole whistle pig thing.
Yeah.
So, we always go off track. We always go off track, but it's always about movies, so that's what we love talking about. So what is your favorite scene in Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes?
It's a good question.
I'm still thinking of mine because I didn't prepare for that one, but I just busted out the question.
It's definitely when he's like that whole the scene where he's trying to escape and like he realizes where he's at and like how screwed he is and like just the acting, like that that desperation, and like he was trying no matter what, he's got to get out, and just the acting from the other apes, it was just fantastic. And like that line he gives, get your hands off me, you dirty ape. It's like
stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. Yeah, classic.
Yeah, just his line, his delivery, that scene.
When he's going through the museum, through the ape museum or the human museum and the apes, and he finds one of his crew members like turn into basically a mannequin or a stuffed mannequin, basically. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. Then they gave a lobotomize the other one, Landon, I believe, when they said that because Dr. Zaius knew about them in the whole verdict. He was just trying to hide them away. He was just trying to turn. I mean, he didn't want this shit to get out because he knew that the world. I believe he knew that the world was dominated by humans before apes, and it just he was trying to hide it. And would you say he's a villain, or do you think he was just trying to protect his kind?
I don't know, protecting. He's not a villain. I mean, he's protecting history.
Yes.
He didn't want to repeat the mistakes from the past.
Right.
So he knows if he called that area the poison zone or just the forbidden zone,
Yeah.
none of his people would go to it. Like they'll keep them secluded in their little sect, and like you give them jobs and roles to do, and they'd follow it.
Yeah.
They'd be unhappy.
Now,
Wasn't a villain.
I would agree with you on that. I felt like he wasn't a bad guy, but he was doing bad things because he was being cruel to Taylor because he was, but anyway, he was trying to give him a chance to tell the truth and all this stuff, but I don't know.
It wouldn't have mattered if he told the truth.
Exactly. And the thing is, even Dr. Zaius knew the truth, especially when they found that thing in the archaeology dig where they found the
gravesite,
the doll, and says, why would an ape make a doll talk? Because apes thought that humans didn't talk at all. Humans were basically animals, and apes were kind of the humans on that side. They were the lower species. So I really liked how they reversed things about that. If I had to go to my favorite scene, I would probably go the ending, actually. Probably the last 15 minutes of the movie. The scene where even when she says, I need to give you a kiss right now, it says, oh, but you're so damn ugly, and gives a kiss on Dr. Zira. But that whole scene when they're going off, and even Dr. Zaius, all the grillers were about to hunt Taylor down, which actually, that was the thing I found out, is that was an alternate ending where they actually killed Taylor. And Charlton Heston didn't like it. So they didn't go with that ending. I think there was multiple endings, but that's one I read about. But the fact is that when they let him go, it says, what will he find there, doctor? His destiny. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed that, but then he really sees his destiny because he knows what he's about to find. He's going to find out that he's home, that he's on his planet. And that scene, which I'm going to go ahead and play because it's my favorite. This is my favorite scene right here.
Oh my God. I'm back. I'm home. All the time. We finally really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Perfect line. I love that line. I love how he puts so much into it. He slams his fist on the ground. But in reality, that could really happen. I mean, we could go through a nuclear warfare to the point where everything is destroyed. So that this movie could actually tell what could really truly happen, especially in these days that we are in right now, where there's nuclear bombs all over the place. It can definitely happen.
New form of COVID.
Biodegradable warfare or something like that. Bio warfare or something like that. So, but no, that would probably be my favorite scene. Just the last 15 minutes when they're trying to explain everything and the dig site and everything else. And who was your favorite character? Did you like Taylor or did you like the end of the Apes? What did you?
Oh, Taylor stole it, man. I mean, he's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why he's the top bill actor for this movie, top bill player. But I mean, Roddy McDowell, I mean, he does an amazing job too.
He's second billed, but he's not. He doesn't come into the movie until like 43 minutes in. But he's second billed, and he is a classical actor. But the thing is that the other two that were with him, the crew members, I've never seen them, but a little rough on their beards because those were fake beards. You could definitely tell, and there was a reason why they were fake, by the way, because the first scene in the movie was actually filmed last. So he grew his beard, and so that's the whole reason why when you saw them wake up from their being in the crash site, you see those little fake beards on there. It was like you could definitely tell if those are fake. But Charlton Heston's was real. So, and I think also the fourth crew member, the chick that passed away because they had a crack in the sleeping thing, was supposed to be a guy, but they changed it to a woman.
What was that?
Do you read books?
Oh yeah.
Did you? I'm just curious. You've never read the original book to this, have you?
I did.
So, okay, so good. You could tell me. So what differences are there from the book? I'd love to hear.
I said at the beginning.
Yeah, is there any more other than that?
That was pretty much it.
So pretty much, because
it's a fantastic book. I don't know what dropped.
What was that?
Something drop?
No, my phone went off, and that's clearly heard. I have to take a spin of the wheel.
I thought something dropped.
No, I forgot to mute my phone, and you could definitely hear that because it was a that's my text sound. Yeah, hold on.
You gave me a warning. You gave me a warning in the beginning. I'll vamp. You gave me a warning in the beginning. This possibly Sammy could be texting you before pre-show.
No, it's show rules. I gotta take a punishment. I gotta take a punishment. So here we go. Hey, adds to the show. Punishment's always added to the show. I've gotten punished a lot the last couple of weeks. Only me. Oh, can't do that one because she's not here. So Crystal Picks ain't happening. Respin. Let's see. I love that shirt. Let's see. We have Daddy Picks. Who's Daddy? Fuck it. Let's just take a shot at Malort.
Charlton Heston's daddy. We're taking a shot at Malort.
Awesome. All right. So we got our little punishment shot, and Goose going to take one with me. So I appreciate it, brother. Even though this is my punishment, but you're the man. All right. Cheers, brother.
Clink, clink.
Get sick of that shit.
Whew, it's been so long. God, it actually tastes good. Jesus Christ.
My brother loves it. We actually gave him a bottle. No, I'm dead serious. I don't know if I told you this. We did the Hurt Locker, and he reviewed Angel's Envy. That's the drink he brought in. So he had his first shot of Malort because it was his first time on the mic, our normal tradition. He said, I kind of like this. He said, you want another one? Yeah. Poured another one. This is just better than Angel's Envy. Like, that's literally what he said. He literally said it was better than Angel's Envy. I thought he was fucking with us. But no, he literally liked it better. So we gave him a bottle of it. And his wife tasted it and said that he's crazy. But yeah, he actually enjoys it. But he's been all overseas, so maybe he's used to drinking some nasty shit and everything else. But we're pretty much used to it. That's been a while since you've had it, though.
Yeah.
We have to get some. We have to get some more bottles. You have what?
Need some?
We're running low. I think we only got one more bottle left. We're getting low. So, but we're definitely gonna have to get some more. But we have a.
Get it for you. Get it shipped to my house.
Well, you're amazing for doing that, brother. So, other than that, in the book, you already said that. Was there nothing really much was any different in the book?
Those are the main differences, and it goes further into the class system, just the satire and just how the roles and just the hierarchies work in society, like how the apes view humans and just the role reversal of things.
Now I heard that in the book though they were actually a little bit more technically advanced than they were in this movie, and I have a feeling they did that because of budget. I think that's the reason why. So they went more of like the Stonehenge look, but even though they had guns and they didn't have any electronics. Well, did they? I don't know. I don't think they did. Everything was more modern or something like that. What would you say? Yeah, because they had the guns and everything, but maybe Western, like Western type of side. But I remember something about the book where it was more technically advanced, because I remember watching a documentary about the book. It's just that's the only thing I can remember. So, other than that, so the character is Taylor. You said your favorite character is Taylor. It's the same as mine. I like Charlton Heston in this movie altogether. I mean, everybody who's in this movie is great. I even like Nova, for the mute girl. She's actually good to look at too. I mean, she's not a bad looking chick. She's it's definitely reminds you. What was that?
Yeah, very beautiful. She gave me the vibes of like always been like in a Schwarzenegger movie.
Yes. But very clean teeth for people that are kind of like basically like cavemen style. So it was very interesting. But Taylor picked a good one right there. It sucks in the second one because she gets killed. Like I'm telling you guys, if you've seen the first Planet of the Apes, you got to watch Beneath, because in my opinion, I think it's the better sequel out of all of them. I think it's a great sequel, and I think it should have ended right there. They moved on forward, but I think they could have just kept it at those two movies. So, but the budget was so much lower, and you can tell, but it was still worth a watch. What did you think of the setting, like the way the houses looked and everything else, like the cage that they had the humans in, and also that the whole like the set design? Do you think it was pretty cool?
Oh, from the start, it gets you. It makes the user or the audience uneasy because it's so well placed. Everything looks authentic and believable because you don't know what time period you're in.
Right.
So it leaves you. It keeps that mystery going and leaves the audience like it keeps you on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then you see all the stuff around you, like, wow, this is actually happening. But it leaves you open to question. So it's perfectly placed. The setting, all the set pieces, the background. Just all conversing with the actors doing their amazing part, and just the musical score.
Yeah,
just
the musical
perfect blend of harmony.
The musical score for the scene when they're attacking the humans in the fields, the stunt work and everything else on that was great. When you're just seeing all these gorillas when you first see that first shot of the gorilla with a gun on the horse, it's like,
yeah,
whoa, what the fuck? Back then when this first came out, I'm sure that was like, wow, that is amazing. Now, nowadays, with modern audience, probably would be like, this looks cheesy as fuck, but we grew up with it. We enjoy that. And you just have to remember this came out at that time. That was state of the art. It looked great. But I thought that the stunt sequences in that, when they're all being chased throughout the fields and everything else, falling in that little like waterfall area and stuff like that, fucking great. I thought it was so well done.
What are some of the negative critiques you have of the movie?
This is really hard because I really don't have many.
I had to look this up. Like I was curious. I'm like, what is something bad someone can say about this movie? There's two of them I can kind of agree with. The third one, the second one, I don't.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to tell me, because really, see, I have to go for this movie, even from a nostalgia point, into a movie nowadays. Right now, if it's a perfectly made movie, when it was made of that time, it was perfectly made. Of this time, it wouldn't be said that it's perfectly made. It's cheesy, but it's also that it was of that time. So in a way, I can't really knock points down for that. So I'm trying to think. The costumes were great. I have no issues with the costumes. I guess I could have issues with the like little fake, the costumes where they're just pullovers over the head. But that I can't really knock off for that. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really take me away from the movie. The fake beards maybe kind of looked bad. But I mean,
so the second, there's only three I saw. There was the apes. The makeup looked bad. How did you feel about the pacing of the movie?
I thought the pacing was fine. The thing about this movie is it didn't slow down in any way. I thought that it actually moved really fast. I thought that it was a very dialogue-ridden movie. This is not. What does you call this, like an action film or something like that? This is more mainly dialogue. This is more social commentary. That's how I feel about this movie.
That's well said.
Go ahead.
The pacing, some people say it's slow because even from the start, it starts off slow, but it's setting the atmosphere, the environment. That's what it's setting, because the three of them wandering through the desert and they're searching.
Yeah,
I guess some people have have a problem with that. The sluggish pace.
I thought visually was great, especially with the storms.
Exactly.
And when the color changes in the sky and everything, whenever it thunders, I thought it looked great. And then you have that music from Jerry Goldsmith as they're walking along the desert, and then you see them going down the mountain, and then you see the boulder coming down. I had no issue with it. I thought it was getting it intrigued you because you're like wondering what's going to happen here, what's going to happen. Then they see those scarecrows, and goddamn, those scarecrows were scary as fuck back then. You know, just seeing those things, those big X's and everything. It's just fur on things, but it was fucking cool. Just what would you do if you were walking through a field and you see those fucking X's, like X scarecrows on the top of a mountain like that? Would that freak you out?
It would make me wonder what the hell's out there.
Yeah.
Like what weapons do I have on me?
But no, the pacing wasn't bad at all. What was the other complaint?
The last one was the dialogue could be clunky or overrated.
No.
I know, right?
I thought the dialogue was great. That's what I loved about the film. I love the courtroom scene. That's another favorite scene of mine. I would say that would be my second scene. I actually enjoyed the courtroom scene because I like courtroom movies. I like, The Firm. There's My Cousin Vinny, stuff like that. But this one's got Apes and Humans, and it's really cool in how they're arguing back and forth about Taylor and everything. And he's got his throat fucked up, so he can't talk. No, that wasn't there yet. He had his throat fixed because they stripped him in the middle, which was funny. That was actually Charlton Heston's. I know this is gonna be a weird trivia fact. That was his first nude scene he's ever done.
Was jumping into the water naked, butt naked.
Oh yeah, all three of them.
Guys,
I let my girls watch this, and I'm just gonna let it watch it. Fuck it, it's just fucking asses. But yeah, my daughters were like they were laughing with it, just all three of them just running into the creek or whatever, butt naked, and then they saw him butt naked in the courtroom. But yeah, that nudity wasn't big in films like that in the '60s. I mean, that was very censored, and this was G-rated. So I think the only one that's actually rated PG is Conquest because of the violence. And there's even a director's cut where it's a little bit more bloodier, and you see, people get shot more and stuff like that. Because Conquest is the most violent of all 5 of the films. But so is Beneath. I think Beneath is kind of violent because of the whole ordeal when they're using the guns and shoot. I mean, fucking Taylor dies in that one, but he dies arming the atomic bomb, the atom bomb that the radioactive guys worship. They worship the atom bomb. It's a fucking good. I love that movie. Its cheesiness is great, and I enjoy it. So, but good question. Good question, though. I really can't find anything negative on my end for these movies, and you'll see it in my pint reviews because I think these movies this movie's a masterpiece. I think it's a landmark film, especially for the time, and I think it's a beautiful movie. It's the dialogue, the acting. I think the acting, there's no bad acting in it. Now, if you were to see some of the apes in their acting roles, like when the monkey see monkey or the human see human do, you can tell when they're talking behind the makeup that some of them's not the best acting, but it doesn't take away anything from the movie. It doesn't take away from it. So, can you find anything negative?
Oh, I was just curious to see what the perspective, like the audience was back in the day, because for me, God bless this amazing movie. Like, there's nothing more you can find wrong with this. Just the fact that you have this first kind of movie that people have seen before, and like just the amount of movies this is inspired afterwards.
Yeah.
It's just something else.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's inspired because they're still making films to this day about it. In fact, it actually created a TV series in the 70s, and it also had an animated series. So back in the 80s or late 70s, just like that, there was an animated series, which I've never seen, but I've seen the TV series before. Very, very cheesy. I think a lot of people would say that Planet of the Apes, the set work and everything else kind of reminds people of Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it looks great. It doesn't bother me at all. So, but
I was like thinking like Logan's Run, the Alan Dr. Monroe.
I love that movie.
Even George Lucas, THX at 1138.
Yes, classic sci-fi right there. Yep.
That's that authoritarian future, dismal type of thing. I mean, Westworld, Terminator, District 9.
See, District 9 kind of reminds me as more of an alien and human, where this is apes and humans.
Well, just that, the intelligent non-humans are considered second-class citizens.
Right.
Just the themes of like, segregation and societal power structures.
Yeah.
That I thought it was. Those are off the top of my head movies that basically were inspired based off this. That's that whole trope of all the stuff we said before.
Yeah. So you've seen all 5 of the movies, the original classic ones. I think we're gonna go to our pint reviews because I do you have anything else to talk about this movie? Because I think we pretty much covered a lot of it, unless you have anything else to talk about.
No, there's been 10 altogether. I've seen 9 of them, so I haven't seen the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
It's called Kingdom. Okay, yeah. So I think it's Dawn. I think it's Rise, Dawn, and War. And then Kingdom is the last one that just came out. Then you got Planet of the Apes 2001, Tim Burton. That's just more of just a utter remake of the first movie, just changed around a little bit. And then you have Planet of the Apes. You have Beneath Planet of the Apes. You have Escape from Planet of the Apes. You have Conquest Planet of the Apes, and then Battle of the Planet of the Apes. So yeah, so 9 films altogether. Jesus Christ. And I don't know what the new one did. I've heard good things about it, and I do want to watch it because I enjoyed the other trilogy. So I'll watch it. Just got to give it a chance. I just haven't gone up to it yet. I just got my copy of Mickey 17. I'm going to watch that this weekend. Actually, I'm looking forward to watching that one.
I'm gonna go see The Amateur in theaters.
I heard about that one. I also have the monkey.
Nice.
So that just came out on digital, so I went ahead and got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a watch. I remember you talked to me you said something about you wanted to talk about that one. So, but yeah, are you pretty good with the pint reviews?
Well, good. Let's rock and roll.
All right, before we do
my questions about negative critiques about this movie is my segue into the.
Okay, good, because I can't think of anything in my opinion. So, but like I said, you'll see it in the pint review. So, Goop, you go first.
Okay, so thank you for everyone who's lasted this long. I mean, this movie is just pure enjoyment. It's for me, enjoyment's a 4 out of 5. I mean, this isn't like some high octane blockbuster sci-fi with dazzling CGI or rapid fire action. It's just it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It lacks in modern spectacle. It makes up for like the atmosphere, the intelligence, sheer audacity. It's a film that dares to be thoughtful. It changes your perspective. It's something that like changes the audience. Like I said, I would love to go back in time just to watch through the eyes of someone, the audience, watch this movie for the first time, just to see like, holy shit, could this happen in the future?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, this movie's been referenced so many different times. It's been memed, parodied to death, and it's been referenced a million times. There's a reason for that. It works. It's haunting, bold. It reframes the entire film in a single, unforgettable shot.
Yeah.
I mean, once you watch this movie, it'll be in your thoughts randomly when you go through a situation in your real life. Just holy shit, you think of Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, critically, I'd give it. It's a 5 out of 5. It's a 5 out of 5. It's just the costumes, all the acting, Charlton Heston, just everything worked with perfect harmony. The music, the score, the atmosphere, it's perfect. I mean, the movie's over 50 years old, but it's still one of the best of them. You got to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining, it's not provoking, just weird enough to stay with you long enough after the credits roll.
Yeah. Good fucking review. I like it. Mine's a little bit different, but this is the way I'm going with it. Enjoyment for me is a 5 for this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. I love this movie so much. I've seen it so many times, countless times, and just watching again just for this review, because I've seen it, like I said, a million times, but watching again, I have a smile on my face. And I've said that many times before. When I'm watching a movie and I'm constantly smiling, I love the movie. And this movie, Charlton Heston, he's the man. He's one of my favorite classic actors. I've loved him in everything anything he's done, even small role on Any Given Sunday, I enjoy him in. But him as Taylor, I love his character. I think his character is so well done in this movie. The way that he is just like kind of almost like a rebel in a way. Do you feel that way? Like a rebel out of the other 2 crew members?
No, he just had a different mentality. He was the leader of the group. They all looked at him to make a decision. There was no wavering. I mean, he thought what was the best situation quickly and went with it.
Well, he was smart too, and that's the thing I liked about him, especially the thing about it says, "Oh, we won't need guns." It's, well, I'm taking one, because he knows he wants to protect himself and everything else, and he knows what after all the shit that he's seen is like, I'm taking a fucking gun. But no, everything about this movie is enjoyment to me. I love the score, I love the pacing, everything about it is great. I think that is and what you bring up, the whole idea about what it would be like to go through back in time and sit through somebody else's eyes and watch this through that time. I think that goes along with a lot of movies back then. Like, I'd like to see what people thought when they first saw Jaws, when they first saw Alien in the theater, because those were landmark films. Alien brought that whole sci-fi genre with the sci-fi horror. Then you had Jaws, don't go into the water and stuff like that. So Planet of the Apes, something that could actually technically happen, where animals take over and the humans are, downgraded, basically post-apocalyptic. I love post-apocalyptic movies.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yes. So overall, the enjoyment for this is a 5, and critically, it's a 5. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. A 5 out of 5. I can't give it any negative side to it. There are parts of this movie that people would say, yeah, that's cheesy and everything else, but I'm sorry, it's of that time, and I think that, to me, it's a masterpiece. I thought the writing was great. Everything, the set design. I thought that just the sound effects, everything. I enjoyed seeing the fucking the lens going down into that lake when it's doing the crash, and that just like twirling around and everything else. And when they're going in that little life raft through the canyons and everything, it's beautifully shot. I think it's a beautifully shot movie. I enjoyed that scene, like we were talking about earlier, with the lightning and where the sky was changing color. I thought that was really interesting. It's like, are they on a different planet? What's going on here? It's like it keeps you intrigued. It intrigues you, like wondering what's going to happen. And you first see that first ape on the horse with the guns. Like, what the fuck is this shit? We're in for something different here, and the whole world is basically reversed. I thought it was creatively done. I think it was done really well. So overall, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. This is a classic, and I suggest anybody to see this just for pure history. This is film history, in my opinion.
My last point. So what you just said, it challenges you without preaching. Because obviously it hits like a lot of topics like evolution, religion,
racism,
authoritarian, and racism.
Yes.
Those 4 key topics, they touch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It challenges you. It makes you think and like question your own morals and what's going on, even in the world today. It challenges without preaching.
Yes, and it goes more further into those films, especially Conquest for the Planet of the Apes. That one really gets into the, it kind of relates to the riots that happened in Detroit and, throughout the 70s and 60s and stuff like that. So it's just, it relates to a lot of the things that we go through. But like you said, doesn't preach it. But no, this is a great film, and I'm so glad that you were able to do this with me. This was a fun episode to do. So this is the end of our episode. So I'll give it a 5 out of 5. You gave it a 4 enjoyment and 5 out of 5 for critical, right? Awesome.
Yes,
so this was so much fun to do. I guess we will let you guys go. Please make sure to subscribe to us and to press that notification bar, and also check out all of our episodes. And me and Good have done a lot of great episodes. Check out our Alien Romulus, our Beetlejuice episode. We also did a great episode on Nosferatu, My Bloody Valentine. So many great episodes that we've done. And we have more future ones in the future. I mean, we have more coming for the future. So, also Gladiator 2. That's another one. That's going to be, you're going to love Goot's review of Gladiator 2. So, please check us out. But, that's the end of our show, guys.
Don't forget to roll the trash cans out.